One down, 161 to go. Let's talk about it. What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all doing well. Before I get into it, I want to thank everybody for getting me to 500 subscribers. I greatly appreciate it. It made me so happy to see that. And now I am on the road to 600 subscribers. My ultimate goal, I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers by the All-Star break. I think that would be amazing if that can happen. But one step at a time, one step at a time. But I want to thank everybody and your support. I thank all of my subscribers. Your support means the world to me, more than you know. So um, let's talk about yesterday's game. So yesterday's New York Yankees versus Houston Astros. The Yankees opened up their season in Houston. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of nervousness. The adrenaline was rushing amongst all of us Yankees fans. I know we had a lot of mixed emotions. We didn't know how this team was going to look. If you ask me, I was very interested to see how Nestor Cortez was going to do. As you all know, he was a big question mark for me. After last year's performance, how he pitched, he didn't look great. He went down because of his shoulder injury. And I wasn't sure how he was going to look in the Astros game yesterday. Now, he started out a little bit rough. All right, they roughed him. The Astros roughed him up a little bit. He did struggle in the first two innings, but then he turned it around. From the third to the fifth inning, before he was taken out, he retired 12 of the 13 batters that he faced. So he left the game on a high note, and that was encouraging to see, right, based on how he started. Now, let's pull it up, okay? Let's pull up the stats here. So Nestor Cortez, he pitched 5 innings. He gave up 5 hits. He gave up 4 runs. He walked 2, struck out 5. He did give up a home run, all right? He gave up 3 runs in the first inning, and he gave up 1, which was a solo shot in the second inning. But then after that, from the third through the fifth inning, he was lights out. Pitched very well. He turned it around. And again, it was encouraging to see. It's not something that I want to see every single game where Nestor Cortez gives up, 3 or 4 runs in the first inning, and then the Yankees have to play catch up. Hopefully the next start, he plays better. He pitches better. All right. But it was nice to see him settle down later in the game, especially after Matt Blake came out. Matt Blake came out in the first inning. You saw Nick Birdie warming up in the bullpen. It got me a little bit nervous, but again, he settled down. And of course, Garrett Cole being in the dugout as well certainly helped with that too. So, Cole is going to be that leader to the guys in the starting rotation. So hopefully that's a good motivator for the starting rotation. I know it was good for Nestor Cortez. So Nestor Cortez pitched 5 innings, right? He left the game on a high note. Jonathan Loaisiga then came in. He pitched 2 innings. He gave up 4 hits, struck out 1. He did his job. So Jonathan Loaisiga is going to try and fulfill that Michael King role. And I think he is perfect for that role as long as he can stay healthy. That is the biggest problem with Jonathan Loaisiga is health. He's never been able to stay fully healthy, which is a shame because I am a fan of Jonathan Loaisiga. I think he's a good pitcher. If he can stay healthy, he's a scary guy to go up against. He's a scary pitcher to go up against. Opposing teams have said that as well, right? And then Ian Hamilton, the big man, came in 8th inning, gave up a hit, struck out 1. He looked good in his season debut. Clay Holmes, the closer, our closer, the closer that makes all of us Yankees fans nervous. All right. He gave up 3 hits, almost gave up a run. All right, but that was saved by Juan Soto, and we'll talk about Juan Soto and the rest of the offense here in just a moment. But Clay Holmes came in, he gave up 3 hits, but was able to survive, and he got his first save of the season. So overall, the pitching did good. Clay Holmes, gave us a little bit of a heart attack, but was able to survive. I'm just hoping in these other games, if Clay Holmes does come in, that he does not put himself or the team in a jam, because we saw some of that last year, and it just brings those flashbacks, right? We've seen that with other closes that the Yankees have had in the past, and we don't want to revisit that with Clay Holmes. Okay. Now, the pitching, overall, I was very happy with how that all played out. Now, let's talk about the Yankees offense, the Yankees bats. Now, the Yankees did not score runs until the top of the fifth. They scored 3 in the top of the fifth, and then they scored 1 in the top of the sixth. That was Oswaldo Cabrera home run, which was very nice to see. And then they scored 1 more in the top of the seventh, and that was on a sac fly by Alex Verdugo. All right. So, the 1 run in the sixth and the 1 run in the seventh, I mean, that came through at the right time, which was, again, it was great to see. The Yankees bats did struggle a little bit. Okay. They had runners on base. They had a couple of opportunities where they could have scored some runs, but then they were getting into double plays, and it looked like a repeat of last year where they had runners on base and then they would not seize the opportunities, and it was absolutely frustrating to see. All right, in those first couple of innings, and they turned it around though. The bats came alive. Kudos to James Rosen for working with these guys. I think he's done a good job so far, because they were looking good in the spring. And I know, or spring training, should I say? And I know it's spring training. I get that, but there was a difference with how they approached the plate, right? So if we want to talk about the offense here, as far as how the offense did, Gleyber Torres, all right, he had 4 at bats. He scored a run. He had 1 walk, 1 strikeout, right? So not an ideal start, but that's all right. It's only game 1. Juan Soto, though, I mean, I know you all saw it. His patience at the plate is second to none. For being such a young player, still, 25 years old, he makes the opposing pitchers work. And that is something that the Yankees did not have last year. That is something that they did not do. So Juan Soto makes a lot of difference for this team. He makes all the difference for this team. And, you saw that yesterday. You saw how, the team chemistry, Juan Soto, Aaron Judge, Alex Verdugo, there's a lot of positive energy. And that's something that the team was lacking last year. And so it was very nice to see. So Juan Soto, 3 at bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI. He was the one that scored got the first RBI for the Yankees, and it again came at a very crucial time. Had 2 walks, struck out once. So good, had a good game, the way I see it. Aaron Judge, 4 at bats, scored a run, had 1 hit, walked 1 time, struck out twice. Giancarlo Stanton, right? This is the one player that I'm going to be paying attention to a lot, because to me, this is a do or die year for him. And, he's looking good as far as his physique goes, his as far as his physical feature goes, he's looking great. He's looking a lot slimmer. He had 5 at bats, he had 1 hit, struck out twice, right? So this has to be a big year for Giancarlo. All right. This is a do or die year for him in my opinion. All right. And Gleyber Torres, it's worth mentioning, this is a contract year for him. He's on his final year of his contract. I'm still in the belief that the Yankees don't sign him back, but he has to also impress because he is going to head into free agency. And if he does perform well, which I think he will, some team will sign him. All right, a team will definitely sign him. I just don't think it's the Yankees, but we'll get into that later. Anthony Rizzo, 3 at bats, 1 hit, 1 RBI, walked once, struck out once. He did what he had to do. Anthony Volpe, another name that is worth talking about. He was absolutely patient at the plate. Looked great at the plate. There was a night and day difference with how he was at the plate in yesterday's game compared to all of last year. All right, it was a rough year for him. I wasn't too harsh on him, just because it was his first season at a very young age, and when he wasn't performing well, fans were already ready to write him off, trade him, send him back to the minors. Some fans were not giving him the chance that he deserved. But yesterday, check this out. He walked 3 times. He struck out once. He got a hit, got an RBI at 2 at bats. I really can't complain about how Anthony Volpe looked yesterday. He made the pitchers work, just like the rest of the offense did. They made the opposing pitchers work. Soto made the opposing pitchers work. That was something the Yankees were not doing last year, right? There's some difference. There is a big difference with this lineup, with this offense from yesterday's game compared to 2023. That one game, there was major differences, and I hope that consistency continues. All right. Alex Verdugo, he had 3 at bats, scored a run. All right, and he had an RBI. He hit that sac fly, which was a good hit. He got out, but he scored the runner on third base, and that was crucial, right? He helped win the game. And not to mention the defensive play that he made out there in left field where he caught the ball right over his shoulder. That was something that if it was last year, the left fielder we had, and you all know who we had, that play would not be made. So it was refreshing to see a left fielder like Verdugo making that play. And also worth mentioning too, Juan Soto making that play, making that throw to home plate and getting the runner out. And there was a lot of criticism about Juan Soto's defensive capabilities, but he shows that he can throw the ball. He can get bad runners out. So, yeah, he may not be the best, but he still got the runner out in a very crucial play where it mattered, and he helped save a run. He helped the Yankees win. So let's keep that in mind. Oswaldo Cabrera, good game, right? 4 at bats, scored a couple of runs. He's got a couple of hits, got 1 RBI. He struck out once, but he hit that solo shot that helped tie the game. All right, so he came through when it mattered too. So that was nice to see. All right, you got to give credit to how this team bounced back. Whereas, if this was the 2023 Yankees, this game would have been lost by the first inning. The game would have been over by then. And they would have just completely given up. But this is a different team, both on the pitching side and on the offensive side. Much different team. I liked what I saw yesterday. I hope to continue to see this consistency throughout the season. What more can you ask for, right? Matt Blake did a really good job. Aaron Boone did a really good job. James Rosen. I'm liking this chemistry that the team has right now with the manager, with the coaches, the team. Everything just seems to be clicking, and I hope it does continue clicking. All right. That's all I got for now. I wanted to kind of go over that with you and give you all my thoughts about the game and how this team looks. Well, you all let me know what you think. How did this team look to you? Do you think this team will continue winning like this? Is there any improvements that you want to see? What are you most happy about, and what was the most frustrating for you? Let me know in the comments. Let's load it up. Also, worth noting, as you all know, DJ LeMahieu is still out, but he might be out a little bit longer. Apparently, there's no progress on his foot injury, so he's going to get an MRI done. We'll see what the MRI says. Hopefully, it's nothing bad, but that's okay. The Knicks, or the Knicks, but the Yankees have, they got John Birdie, right, in that trade with the Marlins, which was a great move by Brian Cashman. They got Oswaldo Cabrera, so they have a little bit of depth there. So, if DJ is going to miss some time, we have the backups. All right. So I wanted to mention that as well. But that's all I got for now. I wanted to talk about that with all of you. I know this was a little bit of a longer video. There was a lot to cover, but I had fun doing it. So you all let me know what you think. And if any other news comes out, I'll let you know. So if you are new to this channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share this out with anyone you know. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you all next time. Enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend, and we're out.